This morning,
We're going to go live right now to York Police Headquarters, where Chief Jim MacSween is providing an update on some of the recent crime stats in the region.
I want to start off by stating that York Region remains one of the safest regions in Canada. I know I speak for every member of York Regional Police when I say that we are very proud and privileged to serve the people of this region. Over the course of the summer, I've heard from many residents who are concerned about the rising rates of violent crime. It seems like every day the media is reporting on another shooting or crime where a gun's been used. This weekend alone, we reported another carjacking with a firearm. For our residents and our officers, this is definitely distressing. And we know it can create a feeling that York Region has turned into an unsafe place to live and raise your family. While York Region remains very safe, we are experiencing an increase in crimes involving firearms. I want to take this opportunity to provide you with some of the data so you understand what's taking place within the region and the root cause of gun violence. In 2024, the region has seen a 92% increase in shootings, a total of 46 since January of this year. And we've also seen a 106% increase in carjackings, a total of 64 since January of this year. And equally troubling, since 2019, over a 5-year period, we've seen a 400% increase in carjackings, which are violent and traumatizing for victims and their families. Illegal handguns have become all too easy to access with limited consequences for criminals. And almost all of the guns being used in these crimes are illegal handguns, many of which are being smuggled across the border from the U.S. This surge in gun violence can be attributed to organized crime rings who are obtaining and using illegal handguns to commit a number of offenses. Organized crime is also behind both the nationwide increases in auto thefts that we've all witnessed and the ongoing conflict in the tow truck industry. As we continue to see some tow truck organizations are resorting to both gun violence and arson as a means of threatening their business rivals. The trend in violent crime is a major concern and will continue to be a top priority for York Regional Police for the remaining months of 24 and will continue to be as we move into 2025. I'll invest the resources necessary to combat violent and organized crime to ensure that the residents of York Region are not only kept safe, but they also feel safe. Next month, York Regional Police will be launching 2 major initiatives. The first is the formation of a dedicated carjacking task force right here in York Region, focused solely on investigating carjackings with the goal of identifying and arresting those responsible for victimizing our community. This task force will expand on the existing efforts of YRP's investigative team, who've been leading the province-wide task force as well. The second initiative is the launch of a comprehensive auto theft prevention campaign to educate the community on how they can protect themselves and their vehicles. The name of this operation is AutoGuard 2.0, expanding on the work of a highly successful operation that led to the arrest of dozens responsible for stealing cars in the region last year. This work has a direct impact on community safety. In fact, York Region has seen a decline in auto theft so far in 2024. Roughly 33% from this time last year. But make no mistake, the numbers are still troubling. There's work to be done. This is a result of efforts of YRP's investigative unit and frontline members, our policing partners in the Greater Toronto Area, and our strategic partnerships with the Canada Border Service Agency, the Port Authority of Montreal, CN Rail, and Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway, as well as many others. Over the past year, we've launched multiple operations, including AutoGuard, using a 3-pronged approach of crime prevention, detection, and apprehension. However, we do understand that we'll need an ongoing continued effort to stem the tide of organized crime and violent crime in our community. In addition to the initiatives that I've outlined, YRP will continue to step up patrols and our increased presence throughout the region. While we continue to see repeat offenders out on bail, reoffend, and commit violent crimes, York Regional Police will continue to do everything we can to hold those to account but we are only one pillar of the justice system, and public safety is a shared responsibility for all justice sector partners. I'll now take the opportunity to address the number of homicides that we've experienced in the region during the last few weeks, which have been highly publicized and troubling. In 2024, there's been 15 homicides in York Region, with 5 taking place since July 25th, which is causing the community much concern. All of the victims in these cases were targeted. These were not random crimes. However, we do understand that these crimes can shake our community to its core and are extremely tragic for victims' family members and loved ones. For them, we're committed to finding justice and restoring a sense of safety in the community. Finally, we want to address the number of hate crimes we've experienced within the region. In 2024, hate crimes rose by 4% year over year. During the last year, we've definitely all seen how incidents of a global nature can easily impact our local community. YRP members are in regular contact with the leaders of all of our community faith groups, and our highly trained officers are working with the community whenever we experience these disturbing incidents. Over the last 2 weeks, York Region was subject to a nationwide bomb threat. That day and every day, when incidents like this occur, our officers are proactive and reach out to our faith leaders and visit places of worship to ensure that there is no threat to the community and people feel safe. York Region is one of the most diverse communities in all of Canada, which makes it a great place to live and raise a family. But there's zero tolerance for hate, and we'll continue to work with our partners, faith-based leaders, and all of our community to ensure we remain one of the safest communities in Canada. What we ask is for everyone to pay attention to your surroundings, chat with your neighbors, and if you see something out of the ordinary, say something. Don't hesitate to report it immediately to York Regional Police. Be an ambassador for your community. It's your home, and remember, crime prevention is a shared responsibility. If you witness a crime, call us immediately. And if you capture an incident on your phone, please be sure to share that information with our officers. In closing, I want to thank the entire community for their ongoing support and vigilance to ensure we remain a safe place to live and raise our families. And with that, I or we can take any questions you might have.
We've been listening to York Police provide an update from Chief MacSween on some of the recent crime stats in the region, and they are quite stunning when you see the numbers. Since this year so far, there's been a 92% increase in shootings, 46 in total, 106% increase in carjackings this year, 64 so far. But since 2019, 400% increase in carjackings in total. There's a lot more on the initiatives for the York Police, especially moving forward. They're going to have a dedicated carjacking task force and auto theft prevention campaign.